Hi everyone, I was thinking about what I wanted to show you in another video, and I thought to myself, I'm tired, I don't want to do this, I don't want to cook, I just finished cleaning the kitchen, and I thought, wait a second, I have a recipe that I always go back to if I don't want to, if the kitchen's clean, I don't want to get anything dirty, that you are going to love. There's only one recipe you learn how to make of the ones that I post out there for you. This is the one you want to do. So you're only going to get dirty a colander, mixing kind of a mixing spatula. You'll see rubber spatula. You can use a wooden. You can also use a wooden spoon, a cutting board, a cookie sheet, and one pot of boiling water. So that's all you're going to do. The next thing I want to show you is actually the stuff that's going to go in it. The ingredients are only three main ingredients. There's broccoli. There's a big bag of broccoli we got from Costco. We have rotini noodles. In our house, we only eat gluten-free, but of course, you can use whatever kind of pasta you want, but it's got to be the small size. I would suggest you use this recipe actually originally was penne, but Joaquin and I decided that we really like the rotini pasta noodles because it holds the sauce or the seasoning in it much better. And then we also have, chicken nuggets. Yep, chicken nuggets. This is comes from the Purdue. We buy this one. Not a commercial for it. Buy whatever you want. I've also done the chicken fingers. This recipe actually came from Aunt Cindy and I went to a wedding in Boston, and one of the things they had for the rehearsal dinner was this really great pasta. There we are in the Italian North End, and they came out with this pasta as a main dish for us on the buffet table, and it was penne, olive oil, oregano, lots of garlic, salt, pepper, and chicken pieces. We thought it was great. So we make this recipe probably every 2 or 3 weeks. It's very easy to make, and it's really, really great. So let me go ahead and put everything together for you and show you how it's done. Okay, so what I want to show you is I have the pot of water boiling. The water's boiling. You always want to make sure, like with any other pasta, you always want to make sure that you put salt in the water. And they tell you the water should be salty like the ocean. So if you've ever been to the ocean and you taste salt water, that's what it tastes like. I don't usually measure it. It's probably about a teaspoon, maybe 2 teaspoons. It's not a big deal. Don't make it so salty you're not going to like it, but the pasta is going to absorb the salt from it. That's one thing. Down the side of the box, it'll tell you how much time you want to cook the pasta for. And this one here says 8 minutes. So here's the trick. You don't want to get other things dirty because we're making broccoli with it as well. So what I do is it's 8 minutes. I'll set a timer for 6 minutes. I'll go ahead and do that now. And I'll go ahead and start cooking the pasta for 6 minutes. Even though it asks for 8, I'll cook it for 6 because what I want to do is cook it for 6, and the last 2 minutes, I'm going to drop the broccoli florets in it. So let's give it a quick stir to make sure that the pasta is nice and floating around. Then I want to show you the broccoli. When you put out the broccoli, what you want to do is probably because this one box will serve 4 people generally, what you want to do is maybe have 1 cup worth of broccoli. If you love broccoli, put more in. If you could do without it. If you like more pasta, go ahead and do that. I don't spend a lot of time measuring it. But the thing about this broccoli florets, even though it's called florets, it means you don't get the big stems like the big tree that you see in the store. What you want to do is you get all the big pieces out like this. See, this is pretty big. And you want to get everything down with a sharp little knife. You want to cut it down to about this size. See how their little pieces are little miniature trees, right? This might be a little bit too long. I may cut this a little bit. But you want to make sure that this kind of matches the same size as the pasta you're using. Again, because it's kind of a flavor in your mouth, and you want to make sure that we just start eating it, that you don't have big pieces of broccoli and much smaller pieces of pasta. So try to match the size broccoli with the size of the pasta. The next thing is these chicken nuggets. As they're cooking, I have them cooking right now. One of the things you want to do is once these are done, you'll cut them into thirds. This is about this big, and if I want to get it down to about bite size, you see it's about maybe 3 of these. So I'll go ahead and do that. These go into the oven, or whatever the instructions say on the package. And what you're going to do when you pull them out is just take the cutting board. One of the things get dirty, chop it in 3s, and then you'll assemble everything together. So let me get to doing that. Let me get the pastas already cooking. Once the 6 minutes runs out, I'm going to drop the broccoli in. I'll take the 6 minutes now to prepare the broccoli florets. Have them all ready. Drop them into the pan, and we'll see what happens next. Okay? Thanks. Okay, 6 minutes have passed. I think the timer just went off. Oh, there it goes. I'm going to stop it. In the meantime, what I went ahead and did was I took the broccoli, and if you can see, kind of hold it up, they're all kind of little small pieces now. They don't have any big giant ones. And I better stop talking and quickly put this in here. So the pasta's going to cook for a full 8 minutes. So the first 2 minutes, or 6 minutes, was just there I go, using just my hand again. Sorry about that. The first 6 minutes was the pasta by itself. The last 2 minutes are going to be with the broccoli on top of it. Same pot. We don't want to get anything dirty. What I like to do is push the broccoli down, so make sure it's all submerged. Keep the water on. And now I'm going to cover it. It's going to be for 2 minutes. Get the timer. 2 minutes. And I'm going to let it sit there and cook. Once it's all ready, I'm going to strain it in the sink and then take the strainer, the strained pasta and broccoli mixture and put it right in the same pot. And then we'll move on and I'll start seasoning it. So I'll bring this back when this 2 minutes is over and I'll show you what we do from there. So the timer just went off. I'll go ahead and grab the an oven mitt. Pull it off. Grab 2 oven mitts. I'm going to go ahead and dump it into the sink and immediately dump it right back into the pot. Drain it, dump it right back into the pot. So I want to do is show you what we end up doing. Go ahead and we're going to be using first olive oil. We're going to probably use 3 tablespoons of olive oil. And that's about 3 tablespoons. I may add a little bit more in a minute. What I want to do is also add garlic salt. So here is garlic salt. And this is probably going to be 1 teaspoon of garlic salt. What you want to do is taste this as you go through. I have a feel for this. I do this all the time, so I think it's going to be about enough. This time we do use fresh pepper because we're not cooking it. So I know Cindy and I argue about this all the time. This is the time to use fresh pepper. So I'll put in fresh pepper in it. If you don't have fresh pepper, of course, go ahead and use the pepper that I used out of the can. But go ahead and put fresh pepper in it. I may add more of that in a minute. And this here, I know that this one I always do with my hand, but I wanted to show you all that we'll put in 1 tablespoon of oregano. If you want heaping tablespoon, oregano, that's a heaping tablespoon. Spread it all around. And now, another thing getting dirty, you'll start mixing this around. This gets mixed around in the same pot. Remember, this is all about, I don't want to get anything else dirty. My kitchen's clean. I don't want to mess anything up. So I do that. Let me show you what it looks like. Looks like that. And now I'm ready to just go ahead and cut up the chicken into bite-sized pieces, and I will go ahead and mix them in. So let me pause this a second and then show you what it looks like all together. Thanks. What's happened then is I went ahead and took the chicken. Remember, there were bigger pieces. This is about 1/3. So they're all about bite-sized pieces. Remember, I'm trying to match the size of the broccoli with the size of the pasta, so it all kind of tastes really good. So this is about thinking about how much chicken to add in. I took about, I figured about 5 pieces of 5 chicken fingers, I guess, or chicken nuggets, they're called, per person. So there's about 15 in here. Maybe I did a baker's dozen and put 16. I guess not a dozen, is it? 15, 16, not a big deal. Whatever you want, but I'm ready to go ahead and put this into the bowl or into the pot. Just drop it in using the same spoon. Toss it once. And the only last thing I would do is go ahead and taste it for salt and pepper, and I'm ready to serve it. So, in a very short period of time, remember, 8 minutes for the pasta, so I only cooked it for 6 minutes. Then I added the broccoli to it, cooked it for 2 more minutes, drained it, put it back in the same pot, put in the seasoning, cut up the chicken, threw it in the same pot. We're not going to get anything else dirty. If you're eating by yourself, go ahead and grab a fork and eat right out of here. Don't usually do that. It's a lot. But hey, if you're at home, no one's watching. Hope you enjoy this recipe. If there is only one thing that you look and watch and learn to make for yourself, this is the one I want you to learn how to make. This is so good. And actually, we've served this at some of our parties. We usually use penne for the parties because that's what I find easier to cook and let it sit. But we're ready. This is our And Cindy, help me with the name of it again.
Pasta broccoli chicken.
Pasta broccoli chicken. It's a fun recipe we'd like to make. It's very easy for me to do, and I kept my kitchen clean. So I've only gotten a few things dirty. Now we have 3 bowls, 3 forks, and we're ready to go with a bottle of wine. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Ooh, I get to eat.